So I was at the McGill Tech Fair last week. Oh yeah, I've changed my setup just to make sure I have a better audio. If you've seen my other videos, the audio wasn't really nice, so I'm trying to improve on that point. What was I saying? I was at the McGill Tech Fair last week. By the way, a tech fair is like a job fair but for engineering students, and I've had a lot of students coming up to me and asking me to review their CVs, which I did. Even with all the resources available on the internet and all the career advisors available at McGill University, students still make the same mistakes on their CVs. So I decided to make a video listing the 5 top mistakes I encounter when I review student CVs. So let's start. Unless you're applying to Europe, putting a picture of yourself on your CV is not relevant in North America. I was browsing on LinkedIn the other day, like always, and I noticed a recruiter complaining about companies eliminating candidates just because they had put their pictures on their CV. Now that recruiter was really nice. He said that he would never do that, but you want to put all your chance on your side, so try not to put your picture on your CV because a lot of people don't like that. Even that recruiter I mentioned said that it's not really good to put your picture on your CV because it only distracts the person reading it. So instead of focusing on more important information like your experience, they will just focus on your picture. Speaking of distractions, unless you have a creative background or you're applying to a creative job like marketing, design, or architecture, for example, please just have a straightforward CV with a simple layout. No need to put colors and special fonts and a lot of fancy stuff on it. Again, you want the recruiter to focus on more important information, and you want them to see how an amazing candidate you are. And putting fancy pictures and fancy colors and fonts won't help your cause. One of my friends was complaining a couple years back about not having a lot of calls, so I asked to see his CV. I swear, he had a picture of himself, a lot of colors, fancy fonts, so his CV was beautiful. So beautiful I didn't have the reflex to check his experience. Okay, I didn't know I had to talk about this one. Last week I've had a student coming up to me with a CV of 4 pages. I swear, it was like an atom, 99% empty. If you had seen his CV, he had like 2 or 3 lines per page. So please don't do that. Unless you're a professional with more than 5 years of experience, a student or a recent graduate should have a CV of no more than 1 page. You have to be concise and straight to the point. Now, how can you be straight to the point? If you tell me, Maddie, I just have too many part-time jobs and extracurriculars, I can't have a 1-page CV. I bet that if I see your CV, I can eliminate half of your experience. You need to tailor your CV for every job posting. Let's say, for example, you see an employer asking for leadership experience. You will want to put your leadership roles at the top of your CV. Another example, if they want to see technical skills, you will want to put your projects and accomplishments first and eliminate the other ones. You get the point. So no random information on your CV, please, because recruiters don't have all day to read it. Try to help them as much as you can by putting all the relevant work and relevant skills at the top of your CV. Now this is the worst error you can make. Not only your CV won't have a lot of chance passing the ATS, if it passes, a recruiter will not take the time to read it carefully. I think that's an easy mistake to make because we tend to forget why we're doing this. Why are we creating a CV? Why are we sending it? Of course, it's to work, but we tend to forget the real goal of a CV. We're not trying to update companies about what we're doing right now or what we've done in the past. We're trying to tell them, here's what I can do for you. In other words, you're trying to sell yourself. Now saying, for example, promoted products and worked in teams don't say anything about you. Saying promoted products to increase weekly sales and as a result exceeded monthly goals by 45% say a lot more about your capabilities. Another bad example can be managed teams and customer service. I have already seen that, by the way. A good correction can be managed and trained a team of 15 people on how to serve clients, which led to an increase in customer appreciation. Try adding quantitative data. It will really help the recruiter imagine and picture your accomplishment. Even if you're not sure, try to approximate because it will really enhance the information on your CV. Try to follow this formula. What did you do? Why did you do it? And what was the result at the end? So that's already the end of this video. So I hope that these top 5 mistakes will will help you avoid them. So please like this video if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends to make sure that they don't repeat these same errors that I see again and again. If you want me to review your CV, it will be my pleasure, so just send me an email or send me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe so that you won't miss any future videos on graduation and job hunting tips for students. I'll see you next week. Ciao!